Hello everyone, it's Jacob. Today is just gonna kind of be a video of me rambling, talking about whatever. 'Cause it seems like you guys really like that. I'm using this headset that I've had for a while. I've actually been making my music on it, except for um, the last song that I put out. I was using literally my earbuds. But I'm gonna probably like just compile a bunch of clips like throughout the day or whenever. With the headset without. My clothes might be different, so don't be so confused. But let me know how you like the audio quality. I don't really know. I tested and I think it sounds fine, but if I'm going to be rambling for like 30, 40 minutes, I would want, the audio quality to be as best as it can for people that don't necessarily just want to watch, but want to have it on and listen when they're doing whatever. So there will be some videos or clips with this headset and without it. And just let me know in the comments which you prefer. Do you prefer how it sounds with this headset or just regular how the videos have always been? Yeah, but to start off, it is February 8th, 2025 at 10:12 a.m. And it'll never be this time again. Ever. So I keep trying to remind myself to truly embrace and find the joy in each and every moment, despite what the circumstances look like, because this exact moment will never come or happen again. Ever. Um, Last night was just a little bit annoying. I went back to one of the parking spots that I would go to here and there. And there was just a lot of random things happening. Like it was 11 o'clock at night, and there was like this big black van, and like a bunch of guys got out right next to me. And I don't know if I shared it on here, but I shared it on my TikTok. But, like a few weeks ago, I was at a different like location parking spot, and these two cars, it was so weird. I was like terrified, but I was parked in a spot and I recognize this car. I have really good memory. I recognize this car from the spot, but I would park like on the other side of the street. But today that car wasn't there, and so I just like, parked in the spot that just felt right. I wasn't really thinking too much of it. And so then this car pulled up and pulled up right next to me. And like the dude was just staring at me. And I was like looking over because like he's not entitled to the spot. Like it's public parking. Like I just was parked wherever and he could just go park wherever. Like there was a million other empty spaces near me. And then he like drove off. And as he was circling back around the block, the car that was already parked behind me and it seemed to be empty when I first grabbed the spot, it was already there. They like turned the car on, backed up, and pulled up right next to me. And then as the other car circled back around, they like parked behind me. And then the car that was next to me like pulled up to like another spot in front of me and backed their car right into me. And so then they both were sandwiching me. And I was in between both of them. I think it was like a couple or something. There was a guy and there was a girl and they had two different cars. So I have absolutely no idea. But then they like started honking and just honking. They were obviously honking at me. I think they wanted me to move my car because they want to be parked next to each other. And I don't know. Like, logically, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're not entitled to shit. Like, it's a fucking parking spot. And I think it's really rude. And I was really scared. And so then they, like, the car in front of me, like, drove off and then, like, turned around and was coming back towards me this way. And, like, it was just a lot of weird things going on. Like, it was weird. It was weird. My heart started racing. So honestly, I was just like, okay, fuck it. And like with all my coverings and I could barely see out of my car, I kind of just like turned on the car and like drove off and like found a different spot and slept there for the night. But I never went back to that spot since that event. I'm not sure if I ever will. I'm not saying that I'm like afraid of those people, but I just don't want to be there. And they'll get their karma. But that was a really scary thing that happened. That was the first time something like that ever happened to me since, living in my car and being homeless. And the reason why I mention that is because, you know, sometimes it can be really scary. Like, I think I really live in a higher perspective and always know that I'm protected and that I'm safe and I'm always guided to go to the right place at the right time. And so I know that I'm safe, but sometimes fear will kick in. This still is not a regular circumstance that I've been conditioned to be comfortable with. Like, it can be really scary at night and being so exposed and being so seen. Um, the reason why I mentioned that is because last night it was like 11 o'clock at night, and there was like this big black van that pulled up like right next to me on like the other side of the street. And they were like, these boys got out the car and started throwing like all these big blue trash bags on top of like this bin or whatever. And I was like just watching it and then watching the trash bags to try and see what was in it, but I couldn't tell. They just look like idiots, like young, dumb, like boys, like throwing shit. Like, it honestly felt like they were doing some sort of prank or something. I'm not sure what they were doing because if it was trash, I feel like they would have thrown it away in a trash bin or a trash can. So I'm not sure what they were doing. Maybe it was clothes. I have no idea. But they ended up driving off. That kind of startled me a little bit. And then like 10 minutes later, I noticed it was the same car that came back to like check up on the bags. And then I caught that and I was like, and so like another 10 minutes later, they like the same car came back. It has to be the same people. The same car came back to like check on the bags and I was like, okay, like they had to have been doing some weird shit. Like it might be a prank that they're doing. There might be something alive or dead in the bag. There might be a bomb. I don't know what it is, but all I know is it's not just trash because you don't need to drive by every 10 minutes to check up on trash. You would like throw your trash out and go on about your business. But I started feeling really freaked out and uncomfortable because I was noticing that the same car was coming back in this big black van every 10 minutes to check up on these random bags that they threw on top of this bin, and it made me really uncomfortable. So I just kind of like drove to a different spot that was really, really close by, parked, and then about an hour later, it was midnight, and then there's just like this guy. For any of you that live in your car, it startles the shit out of me when people walk directly next to my window. I get it if you're just like going for a stroll and like sometimes you'll just walk in the street, but I don't get why you're walking at midnight. Like now when I was in Florida living at my mom's place, it was a whole gated community and everything, so I think it was a little bit different to like walk at any time of the day there because it's like safe. And logically, if we're using the higher perspective, like, yes, I mean, that man that was walking at midnight last night was safe as well. It feels safe and, nothing was going wrong. He has his reasons for doing what he was doing. And I'm not saying that I haven't walked late at night, but I just, like, I think because I was living in that hotel for like the week, I grew really comfortable with having my private safe space again. And it was a minute since I've been not only back on the streets, but in that spot in particular. So when it was time to go and have to park and sleep in my car again, I think fear just kind of came back up because it kind of felt unfamiliar again a little bit. And I started to like beat myself up and have negative talk with my inner child about like why are you afraid, what's this fear coming from, like like we've worked through this fear already, we know we're safe, why do you care if people watch you brushing your teeth while you're in your car, why do you care what they're thinking, or if you have your bonnet on, like why do you care if they're looking, I mean you literally share it on the internet for millions of people to see, and it doesn't define you, and people don't know your reason for doing this, and God forbid they did, they might understand you or they still might not understand you. And, you know, I think I just had to, like, again, talk myself out of the negative self talk, but I think it's important for all of us to, like, leave room for fear to come back up because at the end of the day, healing is not linear. I've worked through a lot of, programming and fear that I've had throughout my life, and I'm really proud of that. Like, I'm a completely different person from what I was. Like, I can't even really tap into certain energies that I could before. It really just feels like a completely different, like, I can't even, I can't feel it. So, the fear was coming back up of just like being seen in my car, and the fear was coming back up of being safe in general. And I think that's normal because we're still human beings. And, I want to give myself compassion for having the negative self talk. At the end of the day, I'm a human, but I worked through it fairly quickly, I guess. I guess the thing that I was just telling myself at the end of the night is like, even if people walk past me in their neighborhoods at midnight and see me in my car and begin to question why I'm in my car or don't, and in all fairness, I feel like most people aren't spiraling with all those thoughts. I feel like that's just a projection of me and my own insecurity or fear. Um, but I think the thing that I really said that helped get me through and past that fear was just like, at the end of the day, Jacob, why do you care if people understand or misunderstand you? Don't you misunderstand most people, anyways? For example, someone could see me in my car brushing my teeth or washing my retainer with my door open or whatever, not even being able to really tell what I'm doing, or I could be changing, I could be doing anything, and someone could question it, you know? Or not quite understand, like, why is he in his car at midnight? Like, why won't he just go inside? You know what I mean? And that's fair to, be misunderstood, but at the same time, I'm misunderstanding you. Why are you going for a walk at midnight? Why are you up at midnight with all the lights on in your house? You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like we misunderstand people in our day to day lives, anyways. So, why do we care if we're understood or if we're misunderstood? And honestly, to be misunderstood by many is powerful. You know? I think the most important thing is to just be authentic in your path. And at the end of the day, no one's going to fully know why I'm in this situation. I truly believe deep down that most people that walk past my car don't even notice or see me. I feel like most people are just in their own world. And the truth is, I'm not insecure about this situation. I placed myself here, but at the end of the day, I am still human. And I think when you begin to like live back in a shelter and then be taken back out of it, it just kind of feels like the chair was removed from under you again. Like, it's just human. Like, it just happens. Like, all different kinds of feelings come in waves, and it's just important for you to handle each feeling with care and with love, and not beat yourself up if you're feeling fearful again, and just like sit with yourself and say like, what's going on? Like, is everything okay? Like, you're good, you're safe. No one really gives a fuck. Most people won't even notice you, and if they do, they're not even taking the extra step to think about your situation. They're going on with their walk or thinking about, damn, like I have to get ready for work tomorrow, or damn, like my day was horrible today, or I lost this deal, or damn, like this person that I'm talking to is fine, or damn, like I forgot to feed my cat. Like, let me go feed my cat right now, or anything. You know what I mean? Like, I just think we all have a lot of thoughts in our mind throughout the day. And sometimes we have no thoughts and we're literally just living in our experience. And I think it's important to remind ourselves that when you get into negative self talk, when it comes to being perceived, remind yourself that one, you might not even be being perceived. And two, why does it matter how you're being perceived when you misunderstand a lot of people in your day to day lives, anyways? It makes no sense for me why someone's walking their dogs at midnight. but it might make sense for them. Just like it might not make sense to them why I'm in my car right now at this time of hour, why I have window coverings up, or whatever. Or if they have the full picture, for example, people on the internet, some people might not understand why I, for example, don't have a preference to do DoorDash delivery or whatever because of my morals and values. Some people might not understand that. Just like I don't understand why people would feel the need to ask questions in the comment section that aren't fully relevant, because that's not something that I would do. And of course, logically, I understand it's just simply someone having a question and being misunderstood and having their question. But if it's something that I wouldn't do, isn't that me misunderstanding? Isn't that me misunderstanding you because it's not something I would do? So I don't quite get it, but like I get it. It's like we understand people and misunderstand people in our day to day lives. Why do we care if we're understood? Why do we care if we're misunderstood? And I get it. It's like you want that peace of mind. And I think that's why the fear comes up. But that talk that I had with myself last night was really helpful. And I'm not saying I'm perfect and I'm going to feel this way forever. Tonight, when I have to go and park in a random spot, fear might come back up again. But it's important for me to hold space for that fear and to try and understand what it's telling me instead of just saying, Jacob, why the fuck are you like afraid? Like you've worked through this already. It's like, don't talk to your child that way. I wouldn't want my parents speaking to me that way, so why would I speak to myself that way? I still have a child, and it's me. So treat yourself more kindly. Um, yeah, I just think that last night was a little bit more rough. I mean, I slept fine, whatever, whatever, but fear came back up for the first time in a while, and it was a moment, honestly, to try and like understand it and deal with it and like yeah. But I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. I don't know. I'm not going to try and like hit certain points because I don't want this video to even be about anything in particular. That's not why I turned on the camera. I honestly just felt called to turn on the camera because I have thoughts in my mind, and I feel like speaking them out loud helps me even better understand my feelings, even if it was from the night before. And I feel like these feelings that I have, other people might have. And even though I'm helping myself and I'm doing this to help myself, I feel like I might be helping other people just by like turning on this camera. So that feels good. Because when I post this today, sure, there could be bad or good things that happen throughout the day. I could have a bad day, as we like to say, but at the end of the day, I can say I made some sort of positive difference. I put some sort of positive message out in the world today. I made some sort of difference. Like I healed someone. I helped people look at something in just a slightly different way today. Like I did my part. And even if no one gets it, even if, for example, hypothetically, the video had 0 views forever, at least I made that difference for me too, right? To like come on here and turn on the camera, or to at least have these conversations with myself instead of just feeling what I felt and then like waking up the next day and going on about my business and not taking the extra steps to try and analyze and dissect what happened and try and understand myself better. Because I think in order to get to where I want to be, it is going to require me to be able to have these conversations with myself, but also to really understand the depths of myself inside and out, you know? Because when you understand all of your good and your bad parts, you're able to handle yourself better with more knowledge, with more knowing, with more care, with more love and compassion. Um, so yeah, I just feel like for anyone out there that has ever thought about turning on the camera, just turn on the camera. Don't even like create an objective to the video. Just ramble, talk about whatever. Don't create any roadblocks for yourself, or oh, no one's going to think that I'm entertaining to listen to, or oh, I don't have anything to talk about, or oh, I don't know what people want to hear or see from me, or oh, I don't have this kind of talent, I don't have that kind of talent, or no one's going to watch it anyways, or what if people from back home see and like judge me or whatever. It's like I honestly am guilty of creating roadblocks for myself in literally day to day experiences when it comes to just creating or resting or just celebrating or just living. I always limit myself because, oh my God, it is so hot in here. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it gets louder, but I have to open this for just a second. It's like I always limit myself in the day-to-day experiences and create roadblocks for myself that stop me from taking certain inspired actions because I just, like I mentioned, like I feel like that's just kind of the train of thought that happens. Like today, I've been wanting to upload videos more regularly for you guys, but the truth is, there's a million things that instantly pop into my head if I'm being quite honest with you, and it stops me from even like turning on a camera and doing it. It's not fear because I've gotten over the fear already. I've shared so much. You guys know me, I know you. We're here. But I think the roadblocks that I place on myself is when it's like, okay, I'd like to post a YouTube video. This is my thought process. Like, I want to post a YouTube video. I don't know what to post. Do I do the reality of being homeless? That seems that's all people want to hear about. I want to share my music more. But are people going to care? How do I promote my music the right way? How do I vlog and share enough like I have shared in the past? Like my reality vlog videos have been like 20ish minutes and now it seems like they're only getting to 10 minutes because I've somewhat adapted to this lifestyle. And like, are people going to be bored of me? Are people going to think that I'm literally just making this video to just like upload anything? And then it's like, okay, what can I talk about for like 20 or 30 minutes that I have on my mind? And then I have a bunch of like ideas written out, you know? And I'm not going to share those because I want to keep certain things a surprise. But it's like, is it truly what I'm feeling called to create right now? Am I truly feeling called to film and talk about this particular thing right now? That doesn't mean I never will, but do I want to force myself to talk about something I don't feel called to talk about right now? Because I think the most important thing for me in my creation is just being very present in each and every moment to leave this whole channel open. Open to receive that opportunity, open to receive that abundance, open to receive that idea, you know? Open to receive that inspired action to create that song, to write that thing, to apply to that place, to go to that place, to talk to that person, you know? Leaving this channel open, leaving the mind clear, not creating all these roadblocks that aren't actually there. I'm so guilty of that in every single thing that I do because I used to be someone who's such an overthinker, and I think it's easy for a lot of us humans to overthink, honestly. But it becomes a lot, and then the train of thought will be, okay, I'm going to talk about something that went on in my childhood, or I'm going to talk about, you know, veganism or whatever, and then it's like, how do I want to go about doing this? Should I edit it or should I not edit it? What do I want the thumbnail to be? Are people really going to care? You know, and then it's just like, are people going to believe I'm homeless because I'm like trying to make like artistic videos, or I'm still trying to like enjoy my life as best as I can, and I'm not sitting here like being in a low vibration and negative and all I ever talk about is being homeless. It's like, who the hell wants to talk about that their whole fucking life, especially when they're in the situation? And then it's like I let myself become defined by the thoughts and projections that I place onto myself through what I'm experiencing based on what I'm receiving. I'm not saying anyone's doing anything wrong based on how they respond or how you guys show up. It's not about you. It is about me. And so I guess the lesson to learn is whenever you're thinking of something or creating a roadblock, it really isn't about anyone else. It's about you and how you're interpreting and, you know, digesting the information and what you're feeding yourself. I've been wanting to just like sit here and talk for days, but the truth is, I didn't know what to talk about because I was simply placing that roadblock on myself that I needed to know specifically what I was going to talk about and that there was going to be some sort of topic and that I would feel that people would be somewhat interested. But the truth is, the most important thing is to serve myself what best seems fit in the moment. And for me today, that feels like just turning on the camera and talking about whatever. That doesn't mean that I won't have like an idea and like I won't, plan it out for tomorrow and like sit down and actually have like a whole conversation about something very specific. But like, I guess the best way for you guys to take action on the things that you're really feeling called to, just listen to what your heart's calling you and just do it without any sort of expectation of other people, of yourself. Don't create an expectation. Don't immediately create a roadblock. People aren't thinking anything. People don't care. You know what I mean? So that's really the best advice I have for not just you, but for myself. I'm not sure what else to talk about. I could end right now and come back later. And here I go, creating roadblocks. It's like, I could just post this video alone, how it is now, and then, like, film something else, and then, like, have more videos to upload and whatever else. And then it's like, is that authentic? And just so much. And I think it all kind of just stems from, not being authentic and not knowing how to take inspired action. Everything that I would do was out of a place of survival and lack, and everything was super forced. And this channel was completely shut down, and I only ever acted from my head. And it never got me where I wanted or what I wanted. And I was a lot unhappier despite having a home, like, you know what I mean? So I've really, worked really hard on getting to where I'm at. And so I guess I'm just so afraid of like acting from an inauthentic place or not being present in what I'm doing or acting out of pressure and not inspiration and all the things that I was doing for my entire life in the past. So I think it's still just like, let me treat myself with care and realize that there's no possible way for me to not be authentic because I've already dug deep enough to like release what I needed to. And I can't not be authentic because I've spent the last year and a half, 2 years developing my authenticity and getting to learn myself deeply inside and out. So, and we're always learning ourselves. We're always changing every single minute, and the world is always changing around us. So the reality in which we're living in changes, and our circumstances changes, our stakes change, and leaving room for that change, but always staying true to yourself. So I guess I just place a lot of weight on everything because my future is really important to me. My present is really important to me, and I just have worked really hard to be where I'm at. So I think I sometimes take life really seriously, and I just need to remember that, like, I don't need to take life so seriously anymore. I've taken it seriously my entire life. That's not to say to have goals or to not put hard work towards anything, but I'm just saying stop, like, just overthinking every last thing, like everything, like even every last thought process. You'll start to question, like, is this true to me? Is this authentic? Like, is this what I want? Isn't that? It's healthy to check in and to actually like question it, but then I get caught up in the whole questioning phase of it, and it's like I had this analogy that I thought of last week or whatever, and it's like when I have an idea, it comes in, and then I just put it in the processing bin. The processing bin is where I think about it, where I question if it's true to me, if it's right for me, if it's something that I want, how can I execute it, when is the right time, when will it feel right, and all of these things, and I just leave it in the processing bin. Some things come into the program and immediately come out. I immediately create the content, or I immediately do the thing, and I share it, and it's done. I take the action, it's all done. But the minute anything is in your processing bin, it's like you begin to form this habit of just like letting it come into the channel and just throwing it into the processing bin. Coming into the channel, processing bin. Then you have all these things in your processing bin to where it's overwhelming and you don't even know what action to take. And then when you ask the universe, what's the right action I should be taking to bring in that thing that I'm asking for, that I want? It's like you just don't know because there's so many ideas you have and there's always so many new ideas trying to come in, and there's just clutter in your processing bin, and it's like, which thing in the processing bin is the right thing? And it's like there is no right thing. Just, I think the best thing you can do is like have the channel come in and try your hardest to just like push it out, knowing that it's authentic because you've worked through what you needed to release all of the veils and the mass, and you're authentic. So any idea that even comes in is authentic. And any action you take on that is authentic. However, like if you feel called to sleep and you're tired as hell, that doesn't mean you should go run 2 miles because you feel it's in your higher, it has your higher self's interest to, work out more regularly. It's like work out tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like just be present with yourself, but know that everything you're doing is authentic to you, and you don't have to like go through a million different thought processes to get to that end result. You can just take the actions necessary to get there without holding so much expectation or permanence to any of it. And that's something that I'm working through. So, yeah, I guess that is the video for today. I might just end it here. It's 30 minutes. I hope I talked long enough for you guys. My throat is honestly starting to hurt and it's getting hot as hell in here. And I'm parked in a place where people are turning the corner, and if I keep leaving my door open, they literally might hit my door. So, I think I'm gonna go for now. I might be back later with a different video, or I might not. But I love each and every one of you so much. I don't even know what I'm gonna title this video, to be honest. Maybe I'll just title it, I don't even know. You'll find out when it's uploaded, but I love you guys so, so much. As always, thank you from the bottom of my heart for sticking around for me and for showing up with love and support and advice and kindness. I know I say that all the time, but I just never expected to receive this kind of love given the situation I put myself into. And I've always wanted love in, a community like this, but I never really knew what kind of effect it would have had on me until it actually happened. It's hard to say names because I don't want anyone to feel like they're left out, but there's just so many people that I come across every single day, and it makes me really happy when I see the same people respond and comment, like Linda, Carol, there's PMN, there's Dazzle, there's Rachel and Inspire and Flora and all the people. So everyone that's watching, I notice and remember each and every single one of you. And I just want to say, and Nonya and Reina and everybody, just thank you for checking up on me, for caring, for being here, for watching the videos, for commenting, and for being a part of this community, because it makes me really happy and it's something that I get to look forward to. I try and not overthink it, but it is something that I get to look forward to. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the endless support and the love. As always, I love you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned. And also, I hope people have watched till the end. But if you haven't already, I'll post something about it too. I'll post the full song soon. But check out my new song. It's the first song that I ever not wrote, but actually got into the studio to like mix and produce all on my own, like using a software, and that was the first time that I ever did that. So it was definitely a creative exploration. I made it during the time of the LA wildfires, so this song is like somewhat symbolic of that. But if you have the time, it's literally a 5-minute song. Just give it a listen. I would really appreciate it, just because it makes me happy, and I feel like just like how important I feel it is for me to talk and just let whatever comes out come out, like today in this video, and how I feel that serves the collective and myself, and that's important. I feel like there is also significant messaging in the art that I'm making as well, just because at the end of the day, it is still my energy and it is coming from my source. And whatever it is that I'm sharing, I feel like there is something someone can take away from it. So it's called Silence of the Lambs by Jacob Green. It's on all streaming platforms. Um, and yeah, I will leave my Cash App, PayPal, Venmo information all in the description if you wish to tip or donate. I would really appreciate that. It's like 99 cents on Apple Music. Buy it if you want to or don't. I don't know how that even works. But yeah, at the very least, I think it'd be cool if you guys listened. And more to come soon. So again, thank you for supporting me. I'm sorry this outro was literally so long. And if you've made it to the end, leave a leave a sunflower emoji. Just so I know who the real ones are. All of you are real, but the real ones. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you as always, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye. God.